Hey, welcome back to VirtuoHub, where creators become entrepreneurs, ideas become opportunities, and we're building for the future of the creator economy happens. I'm your host, Ali Mehdaoui, and I want to start today's show with one question. What does a creator look like 5 years from now? Think about that, because I don't believe the creator of the future is simply someone making TikToks, uploading YouTube videos, posting on Instagram, or trying to become an influencer. I believe we're watching an entire new generation of entrepreneurs being created right in front of us. Creators are becoming founders. Creators are launching products. They're building communities. They're creating intellectual property. They're using artificial intelligence. They're hiring teams. They're developing multiple revenue streams. And increasingly, creators are becoming CEOs. That's what today's episode is about. We're going beyond content creation and talking about the future of the entire creator economy. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about building companies. We're going to talk about why communities may become more valuable than followers. And we're talking about personal brand. We're going to finish with two important mindset shifts. Stop thinking like a freelancer and start making decisions like a CEO, because the creator economy is growing up. And the question is, are we growing up with it? Let's get into it. Segment 1, AI won't replace great creators. So we have to start with AI, because you can't have a serious conversation about the future of creators without talking about artificial intelligence. And depending on who you listen to, AI is either going to solve every problem humanity has ever had or take everybody's job by Tuesday. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but you've heard the conversation. AI is replacing writers. AI is replacing designers. AI is replacing video editors. AI is replacing creators. And I think we're looking at the whole thing the wrong way, because AI is a tool. And we've seen this movie before. When Photoshop arrived, creativity didn't disappear. When digital cameras became mainstream, photographers didn't disappear. When smartphones put cameras in everyone's pockets, filmmakers didn't disappear. The tool changed, and the people who learned how to use those tools gained an advantage. I believe we're seeing something similar with AI. AI can help you brainstorm, research, analyze information, repurpose content, build workflows, generate concepts, automate repetitive tasks, organize your business. It can potentially take something that used to require hours and help you accomplish it potentially a whole lot faster. That's incredibly powerful. But AI doesn't magically give you something worth saying. That's where you come in. Your experiences, your personality, your perspective, your expertise, your relationships, your sense of humor, your judgment, and your ability to understand another human being. Those things matter. And I actually believe that the AI generated content becomes more common. Authentic human perspective could become even more valuable, because if everybody has access to similar tools, the competitive advantage becomes how creatively and responsibly you use them. So I don't believe the winning strategy is human versus AI. I believe it's human plus AI. Use technology to amplify your creativity instead of allowing technology to replace your creativity. And please don't become so dependent on AI that your personality disappears. Nobody needs another creator who sounds exactly like everybody else. Use the machine. Don't let the machine become your identity. Here's my question for the comments. Do you believe AI will create more opportunities or fewer opportunities for creators in the next few years? Comment more or fewer, but tell me why. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because AI isn't only changing how creators make content, it's changing what creators can actually build. Segment 2, creators will build companies. I believe some of the most interesting companies of the next decades will start with creators. Why? Because creators already possess something traditional businesses spend enormous amount of money trying to acquire: attention. But more importantly, the best creators have trust. Think about the skills you develop when you're seriously building an audience. You learn marketing, communication, storytelling, analytics, branding, customer psychology, sales, production, distribution, community building. Those aren't simply creator skills. Those are business skills. Now imagine taking those skills and adding products, services, systems, employees, technology, intellectual property, recurring revenue, the one that everybody wants. Now, you're not simply monetizing content. You're building a company. And I want creators listening to me to understand this distinction. Your account on social media isn't necessarily your business. Your channel isn't necessarily your business. Your accounts isn't necessarily your business. Those are distribution channels. Your business is what you're building behind them. That's why ownership matters. Your customer relationships, your intellectual property, your email database, your products, your services, your systems, your community, your brand, those are assets. So ask yourself, if my social media account disappeared tomorrow, would I still have a business? If these video channels changed the algorithms tomorrow, could I still reach my customers? If the short form platforms disappeared, would my entire business disappear with it? If the answer is yes, you have work to do, because creators need to start thinking beyond platforms and start thinking like founders. Questions for you. Would you rather build a massive personal brand or build a company that could eventually become bigger than you? Tell me which one and why. And that leads directly into something I believe is going to become one of the biggest competitive advantage in business: community. Segment 3, community is the new marketing. Traditional marketing says, find an audience, interrupt them, show them an advertisement, convince them to buy. Community flips that around. See, community says, bring people together, provide value, create conversations, build relationships. Give people a reason to stay. And eventually, business happens naturally around that trust. Think about the difference between an audience and a community. An audience has a relationship with you. A community develops relationships with each other. And that's powerful, because now you're not the only reason people stay. People stay because they know each other. They collaborate. They exchange ideas. They create opportunities. They support each other. That's how a platform becomes an ecosystem. And that's a huge part of the vision behind VirtuoVerse. Not simply, come look at me, but come build with us. Because imagine a creator economy where somebody needs a graphic designer and finds one inside the community. Somebody needs a podcast guest and finds one inside the community. Somebody needs a business partner, a collaborator, a mentor, a client, a service provider, and the connection happens inside the ecosystem. That's much more powerful than simply collecting followers. So don't ask, how big is my audience? Ask, how connected is my community? Because 5,000 people who genuinely care can potentially be more valuable than 500,000 people who barely remember following you. Here's a question. What's the most valuable to you? 100,000 followers or 10,000 people who genuinely trust you and participate in your community? That was a trick question. Tell me in the comments, because trust brings us directly to the next topic. Segment 4, your brand is bigger than content. So your content is what you publish. Your brand is what people remember. There's a major difference. You can publish 10 pieces of content this week and somebody may forget 9 of them, but they'll remember how you made them feel. They'll remember whether you were credible. They'll remember whether you delivered value. They'll remember whether you were authentic. They'll remember whether you treated people well, and they'll remember whether you kept your promises. That's your brand. And this becomes increasingly important as you grow, because eventually your name carries an expectation. Think about the strongest brands in the world. Before they even release something new, you already expect something. That's brand equity. Creators need to start thinking the same way. Every partnership you accept communicates something about your brand. Every product you promote communicates something. Every customer interaction, every comment, every controversy, every promise, and every collaboration, they're all deposits or withdrawals from your reputation. That's why short-term attention can become dangerous. You might get millions of views from doing something completely inconsistent with your brand, but did those views actually make the brand stronger? Attention isn't automatically valuable. The right attention is valuable. So protect your reputation, because followers can come and go. Platforms can come and go. Content can come and go. But your name follows you. So if somebody described your brand using only 3 words, what 3 words would you want them to use? Put all 3 in the comments. And this conversation matters because despite everything we've already seen, I believe we're still early. Segment 5, the creator economy is just getting started. Sometimes I hear people say, it's too late to become a creator. Really? Really, dude? I think we're confusing mature platforms with a mature economy. Yes, YouTube and the legacy platforms, they've been around for years. IG has been around for years. Podcasting isn't new, but the business infrastructure surrounding individual creators continues to evolve. Think about what one person can access today. You can produce professional videos from your phone, build a website, accept payments, sell product globally, launch a podcast, publish a book, build a membership, run advertisements, create digital products, use AI, automate marketing, host virtual events, build an international community, and potentially launch a company from your living room. That's extraordinary. The barrier between having an idea and taking that idea to market has changed dramatically. So when someone tells me I missed the creator economy, I ask which part? Because I don't think the biggest opportunities necessarily happen already. I think many of them haven't even been invented yet. There will be a business model or business models 5 years from now where we're barely talking about them today. The question isn't whether the creator economy will change. It absolutely will. The question is whether you're building skills and assets that can survive those changes. Don't build exclusively on today's algorithm. Build for tomorrow's economy. Here's my question for you. Make a prediction. 5 years from now, what's going to be the biggest change in the creator economy? AI, virtual experiences, creator-owned companies, new social platforms, something we haven't imagined yet? Put your predictions below. Now, if creators really are becoming entrepreneurs and founders, there's another mindset we need to leave behind.
What's something people don't know about the next-gen streaming platform? Imagine a world where streaming isn't just about broadcasting your content, but about creating an entire universe for your audience to explore. VirtuoVerse is here to revolutionize content creation. Traditional streaming is outdated. With VirtuoVerse, you can step into a new dimension of interaction and creativity. Host events, create content, and engage your audience in a whole new way. VirtuoVerse brings next-level virtual experiences where you're not just a creator, you're an innovator. Create your own virtual stage with stunning visuals and real-time engagement. Stream, monetize, and grow, all in one powerful platform. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a game changer, VirtuoVerse is your stage. Imagine having the tools to not only share your passion, but also to turn it into a thriving business. With VirtuoVerse, you can track your growth, engage with your audience in real time, and celebrate your milestones like never before. Ready to level up? Join the revolution in content creation and entertainment. Open a free account today and start your journey towards becoming a virtual pioneer. The future of streaming is here, and it's called VirtuoVerse. Don't just stream, create, innovate, and captivate your audience like never before. Join VirtuoVerse today and redefine what it means to be a content creator. VirtuoVerse integrates seamlessly with your favorite social media platforms, making it easier than ever to share your content and grow your audience. Engage with your followers, receive instant feedback, and build a community around your passion. And here's the game changer. VirtuoVerse pays you for watching, adding, and commenting on other people's content. Turn your engagement into earnings and make every interaction count. VirtuoVerse is not just a platform, it's a thriving ecosystem where everyone benefits. Join VirtuoVerse today and be part of the future of streaming. Create, share, and earn like never before. VirtuoVerse, where your creativity meets endless possibilities. Sign up at VirtuoVerse for free today.
Segment 6, stop thinking like a freelancer. There's nothing wrong with freelancing. Let me just say that. Freelancing can be one of the fastest ways to monetize a skill. You write, you design, you edit, you consult, you coach, you produce. Someone pays you. Fantastic. But there is a limitation. There are only so many hours in your day. If your entire business model is 1 hour worked equals 1 hour paid, eventually you hit a ceiling. You can increase your prices. You can become more efficient, but time remains finite. That's when you have to start asking a different question. Not how can I do more work, but how can the work I've already done create more value? That's where products come in. Systems, licensing, memberships, courses, templates. Should I keep going? Because I got plenty more. Technology, teams, intellectual property, recurring revenue. You're moving from selling only your time to building real assets. Even if they're digital, they're real assets. That's a massive shift. A freelancer asks, how much will you pay me to do this? An entrepreneur asks, how can I create repeatable solutions to this problem? Both can make money, but the second question opens the door to scale, and eventually that leads to leadership. Quick question for you. Which one best describes where you are right now? Creator, freelancer, entrepreneur, or CEO? Put it in the comments. And by the way, speaking of CEO, let's finish today's show right there. Segment 7, make decisions like a CEO. So CEO is probably one of the most overused titles on social media. Everybody is a CEO. CEO in the bio, CEO on a business card, CEO on LinkedIn, CEO on your LLC you created Tuesday. All right, I get it. But the title isn't what makes you a CEO. The decisions do. Because leadership changes the questions you ask. A creator might ask, what should I post today? A CEO asks, what are we trying to accomplish this quarter? A freelancer asks, how do I get another client? A CEO asks, how do we create predictable customer acquisition? An entrepreneur asks, how do I make more money? A CEO asks, how do we build sustainable, profitable growth? That is the transition. CEO thinking requires to move from activity to outcome, from reacting to planning, from doing everything yourself to building systems and developing people. And sometimes CEO decisions aren't fun. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to stop doing something you really love because it isn't working. Sometimes you have to invest before you feel ready. Sometimes you have to delegate. Sometimes you have to admit, I am the bottleneck. That's leadership. So here's a simple question I want you to start asking before making business decisions. Does this move the business closer to where we're trying to go? Not will people like it. Not will this get attention. Not is everybody else doing it. Does it serve the mission? Does it serve the customer? Does it strengthen the business? Does it create value? Does it move us forward? That is how you begin thinking like a CEO. And that's where we're going to leave it at today's conversation. So in closing, my friends, let's bring everything all together, shall we? Today wasn't really 7 separate conversations. I know 7 segments, but it was one evolution. AI gives creators leverage. That leverage allows creators to build bigger. Creators become entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs build communities. Communities strengthen brands. Brands create opportunities. Opportunities create businesses, and businesses require leadership. That's the evolution of the creator economy. And I believe the biggest mistake creators can make right now is continuing to think too small. Don't think only about your next post. Think about your next product. Don't think just about your followers. Think about your community. Don't think about sponsorships. Think about ownership. Don't think only about creating economy. Don't think about just creating an income. Think about creating assets. Don't think about being a creator. Ask yourself, what am I ultimately trying to build here? Because there's a massive difference between creating content for the next 5 years and spending the next 5 years building something through your content. That's what this next generation of the creator economy is going to be about. And that's exactly why we're building VirtuoVerse, a community designed around creators, entrepreneurs, collaborators, opportunity, education, innovative, building in the new economy. So if you're ready, stop watching. Become one. Start participating in virtualverse.com. Again, that's virtualverse.com. And I want to end today's episode with one question. Not about followers, not about likes, not about algorithms, not even about money. 5 years from today, what do you want to say you have built? A brand, a company, a community, a product, a movement, a legacy? Put your answer in the comments and then come back to it. Because maybe 5 years from now, you'll be able to look at that comment and say, that's exactly what I built. If you got value from today's conversation like this episode, subscribe to VirtuoHub, share it with another creator or entrepreneur, and join the conversations in the comments. I'm your host, Ali Mehdaoui. This has been VirtuoHub. And remember, AI is the tool. Creativity is the advantage. Content gets attention. Community builds connection. Your brand builds trust, and CEO thinking turns opportunity into something that lasts. Keep creating, keep learning, keep building, and most importantly, build something you own. I'll see you in the next time on VirtuoHub, and I'll see you at virtualverse.com.
What's something people don't know about the next-gen streaming platform? Imagine a world where streaming isn't just about broadcasting your content, but about creating an entire universe for your audience to explore. VirtuoVerse is here to revolutionize content creation. Traditional streaming is outdated. With VirtuoVerse, you can step into a new dimension of interaction and creativity. Host events, create content, and engage your audience in a whole new way. VirtuoVerse brings next-level virtual experiences where you're not just a creator, you're an innovator. Create your own virtual stage with stunning visuals and real-time engagement. Stream, monetize, and grow, all in one powerful platform. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or a game changer, VirtuoVerse is your stage. Imagine having the tools to not only share your passion, but also to turn it into a thriving business. With VirtuoVerse, you can track your growth, engage with your audience in real time, and celebrate your milestones like never before. Ready to level up? Join the revolution in content creation and entertainment. Open a free account today and start your journey towards becoming a virtual pioneer. The future of streaming is here, and it's called VirtuoVerse. Don't just stream, create, innovate, and captivate your audience like never before. Join VirtuoVerse today and redefine what it means to be a content creator. VirtuoVerse integrates seamlessly with your favorite social media platforms, making it easier than ever to share your content and grow your audience. Engage with your followers, receive instant feedback, and build a community around your passion. And here's the game changer. VirtuoVerse pays you for watching, adding, and commenting on other people's content. Turn your engagement into earnings and make every interaction count. VirtuoVerse is not just a platform, it's a thriving ecosystem where everyone benefits. Join VirtuoVerse today and be part of the future of streaming. Create, share, and earn like never before. VirtuoVerse, where your creativity meets endless possibilities. Sign up at VirtuoVerse for free today.